What's up, Garage Gym Revolution? It's Coach Evan with another live Monday training for you today. And as you can see, today is all about framing your sales conversations. As always, if you are here with me live, go ahead, type hashtag live in the comments next to your name. Meaning type your name next to it so I can shout you out. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay so I can follow up with you after today's training. Now, I need to let you in on a little story about something that happened to me today, which directly correlates to the importance of framing your sales conversations. Now, if you received my email or my text message, or if you saw our post earlier today, you really understand. Hey, what's up, Jennifer? Thank you for being here. You kind of get the idea as to why we need to frame our sales conversations. And we'll get to a better understanding as to what that actually means. The importance of framing your sales conversations really is all about owning the authority of the call, of the walk-in, of the sale, of whatever it might be. And if you're not doing this, you're missing out on your opportunity to take that conversation one step further, whether it's booking a consultation or booking an actual sale. And I need to tell you a little story about something that happened to me today, all about how this gym that I walked into did not frame the conversation. And it's really important to understand that at all aspects of your client's journey, you are responsible for guiding them, for being their Sherpa, so to speak. And if you don't do that, you're going to get walked all over. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story right now. If you run a commercial facility, I want to know, so type commercial facility. If you're like me, you have a garage gym, awesome, let me know about that as well. You're probably not going to run into the same thing that a commercial brick and mortar facility might, but I've seen this happen multiple times. And at this same location that I walked in today, it's happened to me twice now. And it was really disappointing. And it was because they did not know how to frame the conversation. And so what you need to know is there's a gym all of 1 mile away from my home. I walked into that facility in order to learn a little bit more about their services. When I walked in, I wasn't greeted. So I immediately, as a potential buyer, felt a little disheartened, felt like I was not cared about. So I waited there. When the person at the front desk finally opened up, I see you got a small PT studio, cool. Interested to know about your processes when people walk in. She finally recognized me and she was like, oh, hi. And I was like, hey, I was wondering if I could get a tour, maybe look, see what's going on here, like learn about your price. She's like, okay, here's my price sheet. I'm going to wrap up with these guys and then I'll be with you. And I was like, all right, cool. And so she gave me her price sheet. I looked at it, and the price sheet didn't really tell me anything, which is another reason why if you're in our program, we advise you not to have a price sheet because it does not portray value. It does not allow you to frame your conversation. It's just a bunch of numbers. And whether that's expensive or cheap doesn't really matter. For somebody like me, it's going to be too cheap potentially. For somebody who, is used to paying, a $5 Planet Fitness membership, it's going to be too expensive. It's more than $5. So price sheets right now, go ahead and get rid of those. The first thing you do about your frame. But what you need to know is, she took 20 minutes with people and didn't acknowledge me at all, right? So I ended up walking around the studio, not being guided. I ended up just like kind of letting myself in and around, just do some searching. And when I ended up back at the front, she still wasn't helping me, so I just walked out. And I looked at their prices, and it was $200 a month for open gym, whatever that meant. And it really didn't matter what the price was. The problem was I wasn't being helped. And what she did wrong was not frame the experience that I was about to walk into. All she had to do is say, I'm sorry, we're by appointment only. And if you are interested, what you can do is take a quick tour and leave me your phone number right now so I can call you afterwards and get to you. That's all she had to do, to own it, to own me for that 2 minutes. And instead of walking around with my hands in my pockets, wondering why I was going to be helped, I would have at least understood, hey, this is their time, and I am impeding on their time, and they are going to take care of me in the future, but right now they're busy, so they can't. She lacked the understanding of framing this conversation. And with that, they ended up missing out for the second time in 18 months, because I've been to that gym twice, right? They missed out on an opportunity to have a guy like me join their gym. And yes, I run a garage gym. Yes, I belong to multiple gyms because I don't have all the equipment in the world. I don't have all the knowledge in the world. I want to see what other people are doing. And so it's not just about a walk-in opportunity missed, but also a sales call. And many of you who run small PT studios, who are online trainers, who run personal training from your home like me, who go to parks, you probably have multiple streams of marketing that are pretty passive, right? Maybe you have a Yelp page, maybe you have a Google page, maybe you have a Facebook business page. All that stuff is passive, meaning you're not actively seeking clients with those pages, you just have a presence, right? And so every now and then, most likely, you probably get a phone call. And let's say it's me. Hey, Evan, I saw you on Yelp, and I was just wondering, how much do you cost? And so this is where the framing for most personal trainers ends up getting lost. And this is what I want to help you out with today, because it is only in this industry where somebody can call you and the first thing that they ask you is, hey, how much do you cost? And I'm going to let you know right now, when somebody asks me that right off the bat, I tell them that I'm the most expensive trainer in Los Angeles, because I know that it doesn't matter what I cost. I'm either going to be too cheap or too expensive depending on how much money that they make, right? And so if all that person cares about is money, I don't really want to work with them, because I can't provide the value if they are guiding the conversation with that question. And so when you are asked that question, how do you respond? If you don't have a plan of action to provide value on that initial call, you are going to lose your client no matter what your cost is. The best thing for you to do is understand how to frame that conversation so that you regain authority. And here's how you do it. And this is going to be a really valuable lesson for a lot of you. So if you are watching live, make sure you're taking notes, because I can guarantee you right now, when people call you and they ask for price, you are doing them a disservice by telling them the price, because all they are looking at is their bank account, but they don't see the value, right? So what if you offered, in addition to personal training, magic pills that help them lose weight overnight, and also gave them back rubs, and also cooked them meals, all from like this little magic pill? Like, you can't express that on a sales call. They have to experience that magic, and they can't experience the magic with the answer of, oh yeah, I charge $50 per session, or I charge $250 per session. Whatever it is that you charge, you're not giving them the magic. So you need to go back and reframe it. And so here's a typical conversation. Hey, Evan, what's up? I saw you on Yelp and I'm interested in personal training. Can you tell me a little bit more about this? Yes, sure. Actually, can I stop you for a second? A, thank you for finding me on Yelp. B, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you're looking to accomplish? So I'm immediately taking ownership over that call. Yes, you called me, but you called me during my time. I answered, which means that it's my time, it's my call, and you are now in my world. And if I answered your questions, I'd be in your world. So I'm going to ask you the questions that I need to see if you are qualified to work with me. So let's go ahead and get just some goals. What are you looking to accomplish? Okay, want to lose this much weight. Okay, how much weight? Okay, I need to lose 20 pounds. Okay, great. How long have you been trying to do that? For 5 years, had it belong to a gym, COVID, whatever the excuses is, right? Doesn't really matter. But you have to take ownership over the questions. You have to dig deep right there. Now, let's say the conversation's a little bit more aggro. You talk to somebody who is a type A personality. They call you, Evan, what's up? I just found you on Yelp, and I'm just wondering, man, like, look, no BS, how much do you charge? And I'm going to tell you right now, I had a guy who joined our program who called me, who sent me a Facebook message, and he was like, you know what? I'm a salesman. I've been a salesman my whole life. Just give it to me straight. Like, how much do you charge? And I gave it to him straight by saying, I'm not going to tell you. If you're a salesman, you have to understand I'm not going to give you the price because I haven't given you the value yet. And if you're not comfortable spending more than 30 seconds with me on the phone, there's no point in me telling you what I'm worth. So if you're okay having a 5-minute conversation, then we can talk about why I am worth what I charge, right? Rami, what's up, man? Glad you're here, right? That is the value of your time. It's my time right now. It is my time, and you are going to be on my path. And so, hey, Evan, saw you on Yelp. Just want to know, man, I'm pricing out trainers in the area. How much do you charge? That depends. Oh, okay. What does that depend on? Depends on a couple different things. Is it okay if I ask you some questions to see if I can even help you out? Boom. I'm asking for permission. This is framing. This is framing your conversation. Is it okay if I ask you some questions to see if I can even help you? Because we do a lot of different things. And you know what those people usually say? Yeah, sure. I mean, I called you after all. All right, cool. What are your goals? What are your needs? What are your wants? What have you tried before? Have you had success with? Have you tried nutrition? We do a lot of different things: one-on-one, semi-private, large group, online, right? We do nutrition accountability. We do mindset coaching. Like, what are the things that have worked? Okay, what didn't work for you? All right, those things that worked, why did you stop doing them? Right? Those things that didn't work, why didn't they work? Right? You have to dig deep on the questions, and the way that you do it is just by asking for permission to ask them the questions to see if you can provide them with value. I know I'm right. Thank you. Somebody in the comments said you're right. Right? It's really, really important to understand what the purpose of the call is. It's not to get the price. The purpose of the call is to understand the value. And so if somebody's asking me for my price, I'm going to immediately dig into their pains, into their successes, into their failures, just so that I can see if this is the kind of person that I want to work with. Because it is my gym after all. It's my home after all. It's my family after all, right? You are in my world after all, so I need to own it. And people that don't understand the frame, they end up getting walked over and their prices don't matter at all. Because I'm going to tell you right now, a confident salesman, a good coach, a person who is at the top tier, if that conversation is like, holy crap, this dude is better than everybody else, the price doesn't matter. I called for a price, but he ended up getting me scheduled for a consultation because, man, this dude knew his shit. And let's go back to that other gym. They had so much cool stuff. It's the reason I've been there now 2 times, because I wanted to see more of their cool stuff. But it didn't matter. The cost didn't matter either, right? The cost is not what was important. It was how I was being presented their value. And the value when I walked in that door was, hey, can you wait a second while I while I wrap up these guys and I'll be with you? And then you leave me hanging for 20 minutes? There is zero value in that. And this is the thing, in fitness especially, I see you get asked about what certs you had because if you didn't have an ASM or ACE, that's fine, that's great. Most people don't ask about certifications, but that's totally possible. A lot of people that know their stuff will. Mediocrity is the norm. Mediocrity is the norm because there is no board that certifies personal trainers like in the United States, right? Certifications aren't really even necessary. And I know you might disagree with that, but certifications aren't necessary for you to train somebody legally, which means that anybody can be a personal trainer. Why do you think there's so many Instagram models that like are personal trainers, master instructors, master trainers? They're not masters of anything except deception, right? What's important is the value. And the reason why we get asked time and time again, hey, how much do you cost? Is because people have been burned. And if you can present the value on a 5-minute call to get somebody to come in for your tour, for your assessment, for a real sales call, right? Your likelihood is going to increase. And so lesson number 1, somebody calls asking for your price. What do you do? If you're here, you can type into the chat. What do you do? How do you frame it? You pivot that conversation by digging deep. You ask for permission, right? Oh yeah, we can get to that in a second. It's awesome that you found me on Yelp, but before we get into that, because we do a lot of different things, can I just ask you a couple questions on what you're hoping to accomplish? Ask them questions, exactly, right? All you have to do is get permission to ask questions. And then once you have that permission, awesome, cool. I'm gonna ask you boom, 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 boom. Questions you should be asking. What are your goals? What are your needs? What are your wants? What are your expectations when working with a trainer, right? Those 4 basics: goals, needs, wants, expectations, right? In addition to that, where have you succeeded before? Where have you failed before? The stuff that succeeded, why did you stop doing that? How long has this been an issue for you, right? And then you can start to get into things that you do that might help them in a way that they don't understand. And I'm telling you right now, if you do all this, 9 times out of 10, they're not even going to think about the price anymore. And if they do, and they bring it up again, so let's say, all right, I'm going to get you scheduled for Tuesday at 5 p.m., right? I'll see you here. Here's my address. Or, you know, we'll meet over Zoom for our sales conversation. Like, and they bring up the price again. Then what do you say? Hey, given what you are dealing with, right? We're going to have plenty of options. I am not the cheapest, and I am not the most expensive thing in the world. right? I have programs as cheap as $100 for a 6-month program or whatever your program is. I've got programs that are expensive as $250 per session, right? But we're going to find the thing that works best for you, because it is not my goal to give you the thing that works best for me. And so now I'm being as honest and vulnerable as possible with them. I'm not cheap. I'm not expensive, right? I am just the most valuable person that you can have 15-minute calls with and hour-long consultations with. I know that certification is not really necessary. I have 2, but I haven't really done the 2-year updates. Don't even worry about it. People aren't going to pay you for your certification, right? So that is how you frame the sales call, all right? So when you start to get those calls, I want you to keep that in mind. Don't answer, because it's disrespectful. You might have seen my post earlier today. I asked my dentist, I was like, hey, do people just call you asking for the price? And the answer was only when they have specific issues. I need a crown that needs to be replaced. What is the cost of the crown? That is when people call and ask for prices, right? A specific thing. And what he tries to do is frame the conversation in such a way that lets people know that, like, the crown doesn't matter, right? The crown's $50. But what you are paying for is the service. And you might come in here and not even need a crown, because we do dentistry different, right? So yeah, the crown's only $50, right? But honestly, you might come in and realize that you don't need it at all. And so our goal is to find the best solution for you. And I don't really want to price you on just a tooth. Is that fair enough? Why don't we get you scheduled for an assessment? And that's what he does. A dentist understands how to frame the conversation the same way that you need to, because you're not selling a commodity. You're selling yourself. You're selling your time. You're selling your service. You're selling the value. And you can't really sell the value if, when somebody asks you for your price, you just give it to them immediately, right? There's nothing tangible behind it, and there's no expectation for what it should or shouldn't be, right? Relative to other trainers in your area, are you cheaper or more expensive? I don't know. But if you've been in the game for 25 years, right, you're going to have a better understanding as to why you should charge more versus a new trainer who's only been here for 25 days, right, and is trying to get in the market by charging pennies for the dollar. And so that is how you frame it on the actual conversation. We've already talked about the walk-in and framing that, but it's really important to frame the conversation during the sales process as well. And here's how I do it with my tours. And this will be very helpful for all of you. And one of the things that you need to start framing is your time. Because your time, you can't get back. You can get $1 back, right? You can pick up a side job, right, if you need an extra buck, right? But you can't get your time back. And it's really important people understand the value of your time and your respect for their time. And so what do I do with every single consultation? I try to make it as quick as possible, and I'm charging $2,000 for training packages. I charge $2,000 for 12-week fitness packages, and I try to get my consultations done in 20 minutes. That is a very short amount of time. But here's what I do. When I greet somebody at my door, I say, hey, Rami, if you're here still, right? Hey, Rami, nice to meet you. Just so you know, my goal is to get you in and out of here as quickly as possible. So we're going to do a little bit of movement. We're going to go over how we do things. And then assuming that I'm the guy for you, you're going to be in and out here and back to your day. Sound good? And what does Rami think? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. This guy isn't trying to take me for a ride, right? This guy is just going to listen to me. He's going to take care of me. And then I'm going to get the hell out of here so I can go get some coffee, right? From there, the frame is already in place. And the value of that is incredible, because now he knows not to waste my time either. You're here for a reason. I'm going to get you in and out, and we're going to be ready to go. Sound good? All right, cool. Don't BS around here. I'm going to show you what the space looks like. Here's my bathroom. Here's our dog. Hey, Waffles. Cool. Here's the gym. Here's when we built it. Here's a little bit of history. Let's sit down. Can I get you some water? No, you're good to go. All right, tell me everything there is to know about you. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. All right, cool. Step on the scale. All right, cool. Here's the rules. Rule number 1, don't be a baby. Rule number 2, don't hit yourself in the face, so on and so forth. And then here's how we program. We use a system called FitMaps. We do semi-private personal training. You got 20 pounds to lose. We're going to lose those pounds in 12 weeks, right? I'm going to guarantee it, right? If you don't, I'm going to train you for free until you do. And if you don't get it in another 18 weeks, I'm just going to give you your money back. Sound good? All right, cool. The cost is $159 per week. Our 12-week program is $1908. If you want to pay for it in full, 10% discount, $1,717.20 is going to be your total. Do you want to pay for it in full and get the discount? That is my sales process. There's your secret sauce. And I do it that fast. Try to get people in and out as quickly as possible. And the reason why I do it that fast is also so that I can own the objections, that they will eventually and inevitably hit my way. What objections are there going to be? I can't pay for it in full. All right, cool. How about 8 weeks up front? How about 6 weeks? How about 4 weeks? How about 2 weeks? Stepping them down. Oh, I've got to talk to my wife. Call your wife. Yeah, can I get a 2-week trial? Nope. Because I'm going to give you your money back if you don't get the results. What do you need a trial for? You've been trying to do this for 20 years? Been trying to do this for 5 years? You've been overweight for this long? Right? You know that this is an investment that you need to make. This is why we here at our gym close about 97% of all leads. 97%. My wife just started training this year. She's been training now for 7 months. This month, July 1st, she is the first time she started marketing, assessing, and selling her own clients out of our gym, and she's closing 100% this month. In 18 days, she has contracted over $5,000, 3 clients. Just using the strategies I'm telling you right now, because you know what she does very, very well? She frames the conversation. I'm going to get you in and out of here as quickly as possible. I'm going to ask you only the questions that you need to be asked, and I'm going to tell you if I'm right for you or not. And if I'm not, we're going to send you on your way with a strategy that's going to help you out. But if I am, there's going to be no reason for you not to commit, which is why she's closing 100%. Does this all make sense? Are there any questions based upon this? If there are, now's the time to ask. Because if you're getting leads but not converting them into consultations, there's something missing in your language, and it's here. It's your frame. If you're getting consultations and not converting them into clients, there's something missing here, and it's in your frame. It's your authority, right, of your business. Your readiness to take somebody on and know what you're worth and express that value during your time with them. And it starts from the moment somebody introduces themselves. Hey, Evan, I found you on Yelp. Okay, cool. I'm going to own this conversation. If you start to get these conversations where people are walking all over you, that's a different world. What do you do then? I don't want to really know that. I'm just wondering, blah, blah, blah. What do? Any thoughts in the comments? When somebody starts to steamroll the ownership of the conversation, when somebody starts to tell you how you should run your business? For me, if you want to know what I do, hey, that's just not how I operate. We don't give our prices out over the phone. Hey, we have multiple price efforts or price options, and if you're not willing to answer some basic questions, like we're really not willing to give you our price. Hey, we have different commitment levels. If you had 100 pounds to lose, your commitment would be a little bit different, right? Because we guarantee our results. So I don't really know how to help you if you're not willing to help yourself by just answering some basic questions. I immediately own that frame. So if some of you are getting steamrolled, if some of you are finding the difficulty in owning that, right? One of our clients in here, he knows the language that I tell him every time. Ron, if you're watching this either live or the replay, the language that has gotten Ron to start closing at a higher percentage has been, be a dick. That has been the mindset that I've told him, because he's a very knowledgeable and nice guy. And so during our sales trainings, my whole advice to him was just, dude, just be a dick. And you know what? For him, a dick is just authoritative. Nothing dickish about it at all, right? And that advice goes a really long way, because what do they say? Nice guys finish last. It's kind of true, but it's not just in health and in love. It's in wealth. Nice guys finish last. You have to own the frame. You have to own the conversation. You are taking your lead on a journey. And if they are in front of you, you are losing the battle. We've been doing this for about 20 minutes right now. I'm going to open this up to another 30 seconds to any Q&A. So if you have any questions, now's the time to drop it. Could you share again how many options you make available for collecting payment? Yeah, sure. So for us, we coach this in our program, so you're getting a little bit inside of our mastermind. We have a minimum for our business. So if you want to work with me as my personal training client, whether you had 1 pound to lose or 100 pounds to lose, the minimum is going to be 12 weeks. That's how we do our business. Some of our clients have 6-week programs, others have longer commitments. In general, we found that 90 days is a really good amount of time to get people to really commit to their goals. And so we start at 12 for people who are just like, hey, I just want to work with you. What is it going to take? 12 weeks. And then from there, we step down based upon their opportunity to pay, right? So we offer a 10% discount if they pay for it in full, right? If they don't want to pay for it in full, they get rid of that 10% discount, and then we'll go, how about 8 weeks? How about 6 weeks? How about 4 weeks? And then we stop at 4. Some of our clients will do 2-week periods, so they get bi-weekly payments. But for us, it's 4. If you can't pay for in full in 4, you're not serious about your goals, get out. That's how we do things, right? If you got 100 pounds to lose, I'm going to try to sell you on a year-long program now. So keep that in mind. And if you want more info on that, send me a DM. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Any other questions before we sign off? I'm going to open this up for another 30 seconds. And while I'm waiting for any questions, I want you guys to know that we are partnering up with a very, very cool system that does automated organic lead gen. And we're going to be doing a live training in this group in the coming weeks. You're not going to want to miss out on that. It is killer way to not have to spend money on ads, but to find 250 new leads for your business every single week. And so I will let you know. I'll send you guys an email when that presentation is going to be happening. If you guys are in my mastermind, my inner circle, you guys are already aware of that, so don't worry about it. Everybody else, if you want any more information on how we do things, how we're helping trainers scale to 10, 20, and 30K months, go ahead and comment below on the number that you want to hit. You want to hit 10K, I want to see 10K in your comments. You want to hit 20K, I want to see 20K in your comments. You want to hit 60K, show me 60K in your comments. No number is too high, but I want to see it in the comments, and I'll reach out to you personally to see if we can help you out. You guys have a fantastic rest of your Monday. I will see you later on this week. Peace.